with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News Nowcast.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Mark Soliday, and thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live as we check some of the stories we're following at Erie News Now. I want to begin with the very latest developments over in Afghanistan. The airport in that country's capital of Kabul is back open this morning, one day after a deadly and chaotic scene played out on the tarmac there. At least 7 people died after hundreds of Afghans rushed to climb onto a U.S. military plane. It was trying to take off yesterday, and all of it came, of course, after the quick takeover of the country of Afghanistan by the Taliban as the U.S. continued to withdraw its troops from the region. On Monday, President Joe Biden blamed what he called Afghan security forces' unwillingness to fight, he called it, and their decisions of previous administrations, all while basically failing to directly address the chaos. On his watch, he did concede that Taliban takeover in Afghanistan happened faster than he anticipated, though he said he stands, quote, squarely behind his decision. Elsewhere this morning, we're getting closer to the return to school for a lot of students, and there have been reports of school supply shortages in a lot of spots. But out in Northeast, here in Erie County, there's a place where the shelves are pretty full right now. Erie News Now's Molly Samora takes us there.
I can't pay my bills, so we might have to change our focus, and I really don't want to do that because we are one of the last, if not the last, teacher supply stores in the area.
The back-to-school shopping season is in full swing, and while the nation is seeing a school supply shortage, the owner of the Teacher's Apple Basket in Northeast, Edie Reed, says her shelves are still stocked.
I have a good supply here, but I would like to increase my inventory. As a teacher myself, I kind of can see where the deficits are in the store.
Reed says she has notebooks, crayons, colored pencils, and more. But the business hasn't been the same since students and teachers had to make the switch to virtual classrooms.
We had some homeschool parents that were looking for things and parents that were teaching virtually that wanted to help their kids at home, and so we tried to help.
With the changes to how students are learning because of the pandemic, Reed says she might have to make her own.
This isn't financially feasible to have your money sitting on the shelf if people aren't coming in to the store and, purchasing things.
Although business doesn't look exactly the same as in years past, the Teacher's Basket is hoping to help out those who walk through the door.
Ordering more stuff to get in the store and trying to order for our customers.
Our Molly Samora reporting there. Leaders of Pennsylvania announced their plans for COVID-19 testing and potentially vaccination clinics inside schools come fall. Yeah, the state health departments ordering vaccine providers to work with schools that want to host those vaccination clinics. If they can't connect with a vaccine provider, they're going to have to get a hold of the health department. They also announced a partnership involving the health department and a company that does some regular COVID-19 tests. As part of this one, school districts would have to opt in, parents would have to give their consent, and in most cases it would be the students themselves swabbing their own noses, unlike those early COVID tests that required that swab to be inserted pretty deep into those nasal passages. We'll be following that one as we get closer to that return to school. And breaking overnight, the U.S. could soon recommend COVID booster shots for many Americans. Federal health officials expected to advise that most Americans should in fact get a booster shot. They would come about 8 months after folks' second dose of those 2-shot vaccine regimens, Pfizer and Moderna, and it all could start as early as next month, the middle of September. This recommendation comes as the Delta variant, of course, continues its surge across the country. Healthcare workers, nursing home residents, and other older Americans, they say, could be among the first to receive those third vaccine doses. And according to the latest data from the CDC, Erie County's moved back into what's considered a high level of COVID transmission. Warren County currently in the moderate category, while Crawford County's numbers fall in the middle. They call that the substantial range of COVID transmission. And those recent climbing case numbers in Crawford County certainly are concern for leaders there, with big events like the Crawford County Fair coming back this weekend, school returning soon. A few weeks back, Crawford was one of only 2 counties across all of Pennsylvania with that high COVID transmission level. An online poll in the Meadville Tribune this morning basically showed an even split among people who were asked if the rising COVID case numbers could potentially keep them away from the Crawford County Fair this year. And we've learned Erie Insurance is delaying its plan to bring its workers back to the downtown area by several months. Erie Insurance leaders say they originally planned to have some of those workers return in September, but now with the spike in infections, they're putting that plan on hold. The company says it doesn't expect to get more of its Erie Insurance employees into those downtown offices now until at least next January. Heads up for Steelers fans making their way to the Black and Gold's preseason game down in the Steel City on Saturday. You're going to need to mask up at parts of Heinz Field. Now, that's the rule for areas like the elevators, the pro shop, the indoor club suites, and at least for this weekend anyway. Masks, they say, won't be required in the concourse areas or in the seating bowls down at Heinz Field. And once again, we've got some gray skies over the city of Erie, David.
Yeah, we are looking for some more rain showers today. Not as wet as yesterday, but we'll watch some of those storms kind of fire up a little bit closer to the lakeshore as we get into the afternoon hours. So we're not looking at big rain chances. As a matter of fact, you might be able to make your way through a good chunk of the day relatively dry, but still have that umbrella with you just in case it does rain. South wind at 7 miles per hour. That dew point is up. It is quite muggy. If you're going to the beach today, you'll have a limited sunshine out there and possibly some of those showers as we get into the afternoon. Obviously, it's the lightning that we're always concerned about whenever you're down by the beach, but if you are planning to go today, obviously taking some of a risk with these showers, just like if you're going to a golf course this afternoon. If you're going to a golf course this afternoon, just make sure that you do have your hands on the weather and download our Erie News Now app so you can see interactive radar and get an idea of where those storms are. And as we get towards the end of the day, I'm expecting some of the storms to be kind of dancing around, but nothing really impressive on radar right now. As a matter of fact, the greens are kind of like fading just a little bit. You can see down there into Ohio, we got some storms firing up south of Akron. You can almost take this line all the way into, there's a boundary in place, and that's where some of the storms like to fire up. And I think that is more likely to happen for some of those inland locations. We have seen some rain out there. You can already see that Futurecast overdoing it at 10 a.m. And so that's a sign that this weather model may be just a little ambitious with those rain showers, but we'll see some scattered activity you can see out there as we get towards 3, 4 o'clock into the early evening hours. May have still some showers out there, but they kind of fade out as we work our way into the night, not building on too much out there after dark. But 8 Great Tuesdays, we got that coming up tonight, so hopefully we can avoid the rain entirely. Futurecast bringing in more of those showers. I don't think it's going to be this widespread for the day on a Wednesday, but we will certainly have some of those heavier areas of rain back there into the higher elevations areas southeast of the lakeshore. And this moisture is really due to Fred. Yeah, that storm coming up our way, at least the remnants of it. A lot of times we get the remnant moisture of these tropical systems that come out of the Gulf of Mexico. But look where the heaviest rain is. Towards Forest and McKean County, back there into the higher elevations. That's where, obviously, water runs downhill, so in some of those deeper valleys and low-lying areas, that's where we could potentially see some of that flash flooding, so we'll keep an eye on that for the middle of the week. Of course, that's getting us into tomorrow, your Wednesday. Temperatures right now in the lower and middle 70s. We're up to 77 right now in Erie, 71 in Bradford as well as Warren. And the muggy meter is up as well. We've got the muggies in store for the next couple of days. We've got more rain chances to discuss. We'll get to that 7-day in just a moment.
First, though, if you're looking for something to watch on TV tonight, you might want to check out a 9-year-old singing sensation from right here in western Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County to be specific. This little girl set to appear on tonight's quarterfinal round of NBC's America's Got Talent. Yeah, pretty big voice on 9-year-old Victory Brinker. She hails from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. She started singing when she was just 2 years old and says at the age of 6, she turned her attention, to opera. Back in July, she actually made America's Got Talent history, becoming the first contestant on the show to earn the golden buzzer, as they call it, from all 4 judges. That advanced Victory to her audition to this summer's live shows. So yeah, you can catch Victory Brinker's operatic voice tonight at 8 o'clock on NBC. Good singing stuff there from a 9-year-old, believe it or not.
Yeah, with a cold. Didn't she have a cold too?
Yeah, she said she had
like
a cold
that.
Going into it.
Sometimes you sing at a different octave whenever you do have a cold. Like my voice gets incredibly deep.
Well, no matter how I'm singing, it's not going to be anything close.
Oh no, it's going to be horrible. I like to
Right.
think. I like to sometimes think I'm good at singing, but then I realize quickly that I'm not. Over the next couple of days, you can see that we do have more of those showers in the forecast. We got a little bit of that wet weather coming in tomorrow as well. And we could have more of those widespread showers, especially for those areas southeast of the lakeshore. So the farther inland you are, the better chance you have of getting wet on Wednesday. Thursday into Friday, still looking at more of those scattered storms. We have to drop rain chances just a little bit for Thursday, but it's more that activity kind of spikes as you get the heating of the day. And then into the weekend, still can't wipe out those rain chances. A little bit of inconsistency with the weather models. Are having a tough time grabbing the pattern as we head over the weekend. It is a little wonky right now, so we'll definitely be watching that. We're always watching, we're always tracking for you, so obviously we'll just continue to do that. And again, make sure you download that Erie News Now app. We got first warning weather there, and we do have that updated forecast for you. Mark?
And of course, David and Amanda Post will have our next full report over the air. That comes your way at noon on WSEE. And we'll be back on the air at 5 a.m. tomorrow for Erie News Now Sunrise, that Wednesday edition. We'll see you then.